All right, here's another example. These are for you, Reginisha. Okay, the first one was to find the inverse for f of x. If f of x is equal to 2 over 7 times x minus 10 over 7. Still following the same 2 steps like the videos I posted previously, okay? So the first thing you've got to do is swap x and y. Again, in this one, I have f of x, not a y, but that means basically this is just y equals 2 over 7x minus 10 over 7. Okay? So to swap those means literally just swap their places. So it will be x equals 2 over 7 times y minus 10 over 7. Okay, then that same second step that we've been getting, all you got to do now is solve for y. That means we want it to end up being y equals. Okay? So, first thing, we see we've got a minus 10 over 7. The inverse of minus 10 over 7 would be plus 10 over 7. Do that to both sides. Over here, they cancel out, nice and easy. And then on the left-hand side, we're going to end up with x plus 10 over 7 equals 2 over 7 times y. Next, we're multiplying by 2 over 7, so the inverse of that would be to divide by 2 over 7. But because this is a fraction, like I mentioned before, instead of dividing by the same fraction, multiply by the reciprocal. And reciprocal, again, was that word for when you flip a fraction. The denominator becomes the numerator becomes the denominator. So I'm going to take this whole entire equation, both sides, and multiply by the reciprocal of what's in front of y. So since it's 2 over 7, that means I'm going to multiply by 7 over 2. If I do that on the right side, I got to do that on the left side. Okay, now on this side we have to distribute. So 7 over 2 times x is going to become 7 over 2x. 7 over 2 times 10 over 7. Y'all can use your calculators for this, but if you look at it, if you have the same number on top as you do on bottom, what ends up happening with those? Think about it for a second. You're multiplying by 7, then you're dividing by 7. Those are inverses. So these dudes are going to cancel. And what you end up with is 10 over 2. Okay? Keep the sign that you had there, so bring down the plus, and you're going to have 10 over 2. Now, that's going to be equal to, over here, same idea as what we just looked at. If I got a 2 on top, 2 on bottom, those are going to cancel. 7 on top, 7 on bottom, those are going to cancel. All that's left is my y. Okay? So you could put it in to Schoology a few different ways on this one. And I'm going back and checking. I can spell. Alright, so a couple of different ways. You could type this in as 7x divide 2 plus 10 divide 2. You could put 7x divide 2 plus 5, because 10 divided by 2 is 5. Or you could even have this one as 7x plus 10, all in parentheses, over 2. Any of those three would be acceptable. These two are the best because it's simplified better. 10 over 2, we're not going to leave it like that. We would always just make that a 5. Okay? For Schoology purposes, this is how it has to look. Remember, no spaces. If you type in one space, Schoology is going to read it wrong. Okay? Again, I'm going back and checking them. So if you got it right and you just typed a space in there or a parenthesis that wasn't necessary, I'll give you back the credit. Okay? I'm going to pause for a second